tomorrow at 4 p.m. with our CEO. Check your email for the Google Meet link and you're good to go.
My fellow business owners, it's 2024 and let's be honest, if you guys aren't automating your businesses with these AI voice agents, then you're doing it wrong. Let me tell you this. Never before has it been possible that we can sit back and relax as humans while AI is using human-like voices to recreate our employees to literally do our tasks for us. Take it booking appointments, take it cold calling, take it restaurant reservations. AI is now in 2024 capable to do all of that. My brothers, understand this. We're not just putting a robocall on our phones. No, we're using AI to literally use human-like voices and human-like conversation with personalities and emotions to literally recreate a full human. All of this to enhance businesses by not just saving time and money, but just genuinely making the business owner feel like they can scale their businesses. It's giving them the freedom, and this isn't just the future, it is genuinely revolutionary. And obviously, boys, I've heard you guys' concerns. You guys have seen me do it, you guys have seen business owners want it, but you guys don't know how to actually build it. Well, guess what? That's what today's video is all about. Horizon AI is excited to present the future. How to build an AI voice appointment setting system for every business out there. It took some time, boys, but we've prepared it and we've made it so easy to follow. So this video is going to be simply divided in 3 separate parts. We got the demo where we're going to go ahead and show you guys the full, voice and all of that and its latency and all of that. Then we got the call flow in which we're going to describe how the system actually works on a nice, chart for you guys so that you guys can follow along and understand. And then lastly, we have the best part, which I like to call enhancement, which basically is the step-by-step tutorial on how we're going to show you guys how we're literally doing this and how we're going to build it. So without further ado, boys, let's get on with it.
Hey Ibrahim, this is John from Yaseen Mills. I'm just following up on your request for a quote. Do you have a second?
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Thanks, I'll be quick, just in case. Let's start by confirming your details. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Alright, so I've got your full name as Ibrahim Kashif and your email as ibrahimkash@gmail.com. Did I nail that or did I mess it up?
Nah, bro, you nailed it.
Glad I didn't mess that up. Alright, Ibrahim, what's your budget looking like for the rice you're planning to buy?
Let's say,
just spill the
yeah, let's say something like 12K.
Got it. 4K it is? Now,
No.
would you like to chat with our CEO to...
Brother, 12K.
Oh, 12K. Got it, my man. Thanks for clearing that up. Math isn't my strong suit anyway. So, when would you like to chat with our CEO to dive into the details? Give me a date and time that works for you.
Can we do tomorrow 4 p.m.?
Let me check Yaseen Mills' availability for tomorrow at 4 p.m. One sec. Well, it looks like tomorrow at 4 p.m. is already booked, but no worries. How about I offer you 3 other slots? We've got 9 a.m., 2 p.m., or 5 p.m. available. Which one works for you, boss?
5 p.m., man.
Perfect. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. it is. Let me lock that in for you real quick. One sec. Boom. It's all set, Ibrahim. You'll get an email soon with the Google Meet link. Keep an eye out for it. Thanks for being awesome, and I'll catch you later.
That's simple, boys. Alright, boys, it's time. The call flow. So, just before we get into this, understand this, that this was built for a rice mill that basically had a form on their website, and whenever that form was triggered, they wanted an outbound call to basically go to the person who filled out the form with their details. Number 1, confirming their details. Number 2, getting a booking time, appointment date and time. And number 3, getting a custom variable, which is their budget, which you just heard inside the demo. So let's break through this. Alright, so boys, let's dive into this. So, here's how the flow works so far. If you can see this, it's very simple flow. We got the form filled. Basically, when the form is filled, we go ahead and we take that data via a webhook to make.com. Make.com basically allows the call to happen by getting the assistant from Vapi and plugging in the custom data. And yeah, basically after that, we have 2 main conditions. We go, if the meeting is booked, that means on the call, if the person says, hey, I want to book the meeting, then we go up here. But if the meeting is not booked, then we just simply end the call and we put them into some other retargeting system, maybe some messaging system. It depends on the client. So up here, let's say that the meeting is booked and the call is going well. Then the AI will check the availability. If there are no slots available, it's going to offer 3 available slots. If there are slots available, then it's obviously going to go ahead and book the meeting, and then basically email the end of call report all the way to the client or to you if you're doing this for yourself. Yeah, it's a very simple flow. Alright, so anyway, my boys, we're going to hop into Vapi.ai, which is going to be how we're actually going to be building this voice assistant. And we're just going to go to the assistants tab and we're going to click create assistant. Okay, now we can name this whatever. Let's say YouTube 1. Okay, it's gonna be a blank template, and we're just gonna go ahead and click create. Now, if you guys can see here, we land on a page like this, and you guys are probably confused, like, what the hell is this stuff? I have no idea what model is, all of this. So to dive deeper, the only main thing that we need inside this page is gonna be the model, the functions, and then the analysis. Everything else is just 1-2 clicks. So anyway, boys, this first message and this system prompt is basically gonna be how you're actually gonna create this assistant. This is gonna be the first message. Then we got the system prompt, which is actually how we're gonna code this, quote unquote. We're just gonna prompt it with saying that, hey, your job is to book an appointment, this is your name, this is all of that simple stuff. Okay, so we got the provider over here, we got the model, we got the knowledge base. You guys don't have to worry about any of this, just follow along. So I've actually gone ahead and I've created a nice old Google Docs for you guys. So anything that you guys need and anything that I'm gonna be using here, you guys can just copy and paste it. Okay, so we're gonna start with diving into what the transcriber, all of these are. Then we're going to fill out all the details. So model, this is going to be your main page where you're going to just, prompt your assistant, do the first message, change the provider, all of that simple stuff. And yeah, then we got the transcriber. You guys don't have to touch this at all. It's simple stuff. After that, we got the voice tab, which is where you guys can go ahead and do your voice configurations, choose any of the thousands of voices these guys have. After that, we got the functions or the tools, which is basically places or things that the AI can do on the call. Maybe something like check availability or book an appointment. That's what the functions are, that's what the tools are. We also got some enable end call function, dial keypad, all of these random configurations. After that, we got the advanced, which is just how you can manually change the assistant's properties, meaning like their wait seconds, how long it takes for them to talk, or maybe like when they stop talking, back off scenario, silence time on maximum duration, all of this. We're going to configure all of that. And then we got the analysis, which is actually one of the fun parts. This is the actual end of call report. This is the data that we have to send back to the actual CEO or the client or the business owner, whatever it is. And this is where we just prompt the assistant to give a summary and structured data and also just simple stuff, man. So let's pop it into the model. Okay, so system prompt, we're gonna head over here, we're gonna copy this main prompt right over here. It's all done and dusted for you guys, don't worry. It's gonna go over here, copy this, and we're gonna paste that in right over here. Boom. And now we're just gonna go to the first message and just copy this thing right over here. So if you guys have noticed, it says Ibrahim in the first message. Obviously, you guys' hundreds of form fields aren't gonna have the name Ibrahim, so don't worry about this right now. Vapi does not like or does not allow custom variables on their dashboard. That's why we're gonna go on make.com and we're gonna basically define that. Okay, so right now just label it as Ibrahim and we're gonna keep it like that. Click publish. Then we're just gonna head over to the model. We're gonna do this as the good old GPT 4o cluster. Boom. We can do the temperature to 0.2. We can just click this, detect emotions. We're gonna click publish, head over to the good old analysis. We're just gonna fill this stuff in right over here. Very simple, very easy. We're gonna make this quick. We're gonna make it straightforward, man. Over here, we're gonna do that. Paste it. Boom. And obviously, wherever you guys see the name Yaseen Mills, sorry for not explaining this, that's actually the client's name. So if I go back over here, wherever you see something like, hey, for Yaseen Mills, replace that with your business's name, something like, let's say PepsiCo, okay? Just write PepsiCo over there. You can change the description over here, which is a brand that deals in providing rice or whatever it is. That's the only stuff that you have to change. Everything else, just keep it the same. Wherever it says Yaseen Mills, replace it with business name. And wherever you see business information, just type in the business information. Okay, so analysis, we're gonna go over here, we're gonna copy the other analysis over here, the success evaluation. So while I'm doing this, just understand that everything that we're writing here, it's basically some metrics or some data or some evaluation that we can go ahead and send over to the user. So over here, this success evaluation just means that, hey, this is out of a scale from strongly agree to disagree, how much the client is ready to pay big or something like that. It's just a feature I added for the client. He requested something like that. Now we got the structured data, which is the specific analysis or the specific stuff that we can extract from the call. This will be something like decided time when the meeting is going to be booked. This could be something like if the meeting actually got booked. This can be something like their custom parameters, like their budget and stuff like that. So if we head back over here and just go ahead and copy all of this, we can just go over here and paste that over here. Now let's say that your client didn't want the budget, or they didn't want something like this. You can go ahead and just replace this with something like, hey, we want to know, let's say it was for some textile company, what's the color of cloth or something like that, and then just change this to color of cloth. So it's very simple. And also just make sure you go inside the model and add more custom parameters if you want. Let's just scroll down over here. You see where it says prompt the user to specify a budget for the rice. That's just a custom parameter. You can change this to prompt the user to tell the color of the cloth or something like that. If you can see step number 2, we also got, you know, their full name, email, and all of that. We're going to break this down in a second. Let's just go back into the analysis, okay? So these are the analysis that we're going to basically send over to the user. It's going to be the summary, it's going to be the transcript, the call recording, and these custom parameters, which is going to be the appointment book, the budget, and that's basically, yeah, the decided time. That's basically it. So now to break down this main prompt, if I head back over here, the main prompt just runs like this. We go ahead and we first give it an identity, some context, and a first message saying that, hey, this user just filled out a form. This was your first message. This is who you are. Your name is John, your appointment setting assistant for business name. And then we just go ahead and we define a task, which you have to book the appointment. Here are your step-by-step, you know, instructions to ensure a smooth appointment setting process, whatever it is. One tip for you guys, I've noticed that in AI voice agents, if you don't give it a step-by-step process, it likes to go off the rails. So you have to make sure that you define clearly what the goal is and how you achieve that goal. So if you can see over here, we just got number 1, thank them for agreeing to speak with us. Number 2, then we just confirm their details. If you guys want to add more details, maybe your form has something like their color of, just something random. Let's just say the form had type of rice, right? Then we could just do this, type of rice. And then for right now, just write basmati or something like that. Because this over here, like I said, with the first name inside the first message, we're going to change all of these variables inside make.com. So it doesn't matter what you put over here. So let me just, and then we just go ahead and we state the prompt for further, the step-by-step task to go ahead and specify a specific budget, the custom parameter. We go ahead and we tell it to get us an availability from the user, the date and time. Then we go ahead and say that offer 3 available time slots. Then boom, book the appointment with the webhook and all of that. Then we just add the personality feature, which we specify how you should talk and what your personality is. Basically, we just say that, hey, communicate in a fun and witty way. We define the personality. So then we got our system where we just define the functions and the tools. We give some examples, and then obviously we give some guardrails, because like I said, AI likes to go off the rails if you don't give it an actual, you know, guardrail. So it's gonna go off talking about its dog unless you tell it that, hey, stick to the conversation, don't talk about your dog. So we're just gonna click publish, and we're just gonna head to the advanced, where we're going to do a little bit of configuration, and we're done with this page. So if we go over here, just copy this stuff over here. You guys can change this to whatever you want. I just do the normal stuff. So we're going to go over here, silence timeout, that's fine at 30 seconds. Maximum duration, we want to make sure this is something like 300. If we can just do this, and then boom, 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 300. Now we're going to change this to just the end of call report, and we're going to click publish. We're going to add the end call message as goodbye. This basically allows the assistant to end with the word goodbye. We're going to add, are you still there, over here. Voicemail message, you guys can add this if you want. Don't really care about that. We're going to click publish. We're going to head over to the functions tab now, and we're just going to enable end call function. We're going to click publish, and now that's basically about it on that side. Anyway, after that, we're going to set the actual functions or the tools which will allow us to do the appointment booking and the checking availability. So we're going to head over to the tabs tool on the left. We're going to click new tool. Go ahead, click make.com, and this is where make.com comes into play. So I'm going to show you guys. We have 4 different make.com scenarios that we have to build. The main calling system, then we got the check availability system. As you guys can see, my Wi-Fi sucks. Then we got the book appointment system, and then we got the end of call report. So don't worry about this. We're going to dive deeper into all of these. But for right now, I want you guys to just go ahead and head over to make.com and create a new scenario. So the first make.com scenario we're actually going to build is going to be the check availability system. So the first thing that you guys have to do is go ahead and create a webhook scenario. We're going to go ahead and do this and change this to triggers when webhook receives data. Boom. We're going to go ahead and add a new hook. We're just going to name this something like check availability. I'm just going to name this YouTube demo. Boom. We're going to click OK. And for right now, we're just gonna copy this address and head back over to Vapi and just paste that over here. And forget about the make.com scenario for right now. So we're gonna click next. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna finish our Vapi side, and then we're gonna head over to make.com. We're just gonna go over here. We're gonna scroll down over here to the good old tools or the functions. We're gonna name this check availability. We're gonna copy this, paste it over here. Check availability. Boom. Scroll down over here. We got property number 1. This is gonna be times. Boom. We're gonna add a times. This is gonna be the good old user requested time. Boom. Save. I'm just gonna copy this because in the next phase we're gonna do check availability again. Paste that in and create. Boom. Now we have our first tool, which is going to be the check availability tool. We're just going to leave that for now. We're going to click new tool, make.com, and we're just going to head back over to make.com and create a new blank scenario called book appointment. We're going to do the exact same thing. Just do webhook, triggers when a webhook receives data. We're going to go ahead, go over here, add. We're just going to change this to a good old book appointment. YouTube demo. Boom, boom, boom. Click save. I'm just gonna go ahead and copy this. Click OK, and we're just gonna go back over to Vapi, paste this in over here. Click save. Click next. Go back over to the Yaseen Mills appointment setting. Go over here. Copy this thing over here. Book appointment. Paste that over here. We're gonna type this meant. Save. And we're gonna do another property called the decided time. Boom. Boom. This is the date and time that the user requested to book the appointment. Boom. Make sure there's no spaces or anything because, you know, just the better. Neat and clean. We're just gonna go back over here. We're gonna go ahead, this is the user's name, property name. Paste that over here. Name, save. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna do email. We're gonna type this is the user's email. Click save. We're gonna copy this. Go next, paste that over here. We're gonna name this book appointment. Click create. One last step and then we're done with Vapi for now, and we're just gonna head over to make.com. So head back over to assistance, go over to functions, click this, click both of these and click publish. Boom. Now actually we forgot one last thing. Go over to voice, head over to the provider, choose 11 labs and just choose one of your favorite voices over here. I'm just gonna choose something like, let's say Adam. Okay, we're gonna click publish and we're good to go with the voice. Make sure your model is gonna be 11 labs turbo v2. That's the best one. We're gonna click publish and now we're done. You guys can test out your assistant from over here. If you guys like it, if you guys don't like it, just do a little bit of changes. Prompt stays the same. Now anyways, now that we're done with that, we're gonna head over to the make.com side and we're actually gonna go ahead and build the make.com scenario. So we're gonna start with the check availability because that's actually our function and that's our tool. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. But don't worry boys, the exact scenario that you guys have to build is already inside the description below, the blueprint. You guys just have to go ahead, download that, click good old, where is it, more, then just do import blueprint and you guys will have the exact screen as me. So we're just gonna go ahead and explain this. So to break it down, only thing that you guys really have to touch is gonna be this stuff over here, nothing else. Everything else is just done and dusted for you. Go ahead inside here, paste your own calendar ID inside here. You guys can just go on Google Calendar, go into the settings, go into your calendar and you'll get the calendar ID. Just paste it in over here. Anyway, after that we got the time zone. Paste in your actual, clients or whatever your time zone is in this format, America, New York. Say that you're somewhere in Asia. Let's just do something like Asia and we do something like Karachi or something like that. Just paste in your actual time zone and stuff like that. Then after, just paste your time zone hour. You guys can just go over to ChatGPT and check this out. Anyways, to break this down, we start off with a ChatGPT node, which basically, if you can check over here, we basically just go ahead and the first thing that we do is we get the start time and the end time of when the user would actually like to book the appointment. So we just label this for the day. This basically decides the day that the user says. Say that it's something like next week. The user on the call says that, hey, I want to book an appointment for next week. This ChatGPT node decides next week, the max time 9 a.m. and the least time 5 p.m. and boom, it just gets that data, and we go ahead and we move forward. We parse that into custom variables that we can use inside the rest of this scenario. So after that, we got the good old set days of week. Basically, this is a set variable in which we have the days of the week. This is an optional feature in which if you only want Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to be available, say that it's something like Saturday, Sunday, we just head up over here and we say that, hey, no, we're actually busy over here. But this is a set feature if you guys want it. If you guys don't want it, just go ahead and delete this stuff over here. You guys can see the condition. We got if the weekends, if it's the weekend, then we go up over here. If it's not the weekend, then we go back over here. After that, we go ahead and we check the availability on our calendar. Simple stuff. Go ahead and everything is plugged in for you guys. You guys just have to go over here and you have to create your own connection. Same thing with the ChatGPT node. After that, this is the fun part where it actually decides if you have any open slots or if the entire day is free. If the entire day is free, then it just simply goes and it goes over here and it says that, hey, all the time slots are available between 9 p.m. and 5 p.m. on this day, whatever it is, and it's just done for you. If you guys can see the filter, the condition, whatever it is down over here, you guys can see that we just have array length equal to 0, and we just have the busy over here for your actual calendar. You guys just go over here, you go into your Google Calendar and you just select your calendar and busy, the collection, and you just paste that over here. Then you just click OK, and the same thing with up over here, but we just do array length not equal to, and that's simple. Now anyway, these 4 nodes up here, this basically tells you that, hey, we have slots that are available and aren't available. Here are the slots that are available and here are the slots that aren't available. So we go over here, number 1 step, we iterate the actual array, iterate, whatever you call it. We iterate this so that all of the different slots, the time slots, can be put into one bundle. Go ahead and we put that in a JSON. Let me just show you what this actually looks like. You guys have to create a custom JSON parse or create JSON, whatever it is. Click add over here and just copy this thing over here. You guys need to have the value, array type, type collection, start date, no, end date, no, empty, whatever it is. Click save. Go ahead and click map over here and type in your value for the array. Just go over here and type in value. Click OK. After that, we got the final last ChatGPT node, which is just going to basically take all of that data and make it, easy for our AI on the other end, Vapi, to read, which just basically says that, hey, this is your example output. Don't give a wrong output. We've given you all the data. Your start time is 9 a.m. Your end time is 5 p.m. Whatever it is, you will only send the date and the output, whatever it is. Then we got another ChatGPT node inside this ChatGPT node, which basically says that, hey, these are the busy slots. Each start and end pair represents a busy slot, and then we just say only output the time. So up here we got the date, down here we got the time, and we go ahead and we just input that into this, saying that the busy time slots are result. And that's literally it on the check availability side. It's super easy and it's super done for you. So let's head over to the book appointment side. So if you guys head over here into your book appointment scenario, it's a very simple scenario. It's just a ChatGPT node deciphering the time, and we parse that into a variable, and then we just book the appointment and we send the confirmation back. So if you guys check over here, if we break down into this, we got the assistant, we got the time, we just basically say that, hey, this is the time, I'll put the start time only. Then we go ahead and we parse that, we go ahead and we put that into over here, where we basically just define the actual book on our calendar. So we just say that here's the description, here's the name, here's the email, show me as busy. Yes, it's a Google Meet video conferencing, and then this is just the event name, the 30-minute discovery call with name. We just paste in our calendar ID over here. We just click OK. So if you guys check up here, we got our actual good old condition, which is just going to say the status if it's confirmed. And if it's not equal to confirmed, that means that it's obviously not been booked. So we just say that it has not successfully been booked, and it tries again. And up here, we just say that it has been booked. So just go ahead and click save on that, and you guys are done with the 2 functions. Now we got the 2, simple ones, main calling scenario and the actual end of call report. So if we check out what the main calling scenario actually looks like, I actually have a lot of people DMing me about like, how is this possible? How can you plug in custom variables? How can you do this? I don't understand how to do this. I keep getting an error. A lot of people go into make.com and they use the good old Vapi node over here, and I have never seen success with the Vapi node. I use all of my systems built on the HTTP request because the Vapi nodes just suck, man. So anyway, let's dive into how to actually build this. So inside this scenario, again, the only thing you gotta touch is over here, just the name, email, phone number, and the API key, and then the phone number ID. If you guys are wondering where you're gonna find your name, email, phone number, it's gonna be from the form. So this webhook is actually going to be connected into your form. Whatever form you guys have, maybe it's on Framer, maybe it's on Shopify, whatever it is, just go ahead and copy your webhook. Go ahead and paste it into whatever form place you have, whatever it is. Go ahead, send some data over here, and you can just go ahead and map that data right over here. But the only thing that you guys have to do manually is going to be the API key and then the phone number ID. So that's something that we're going to do on Vapi and Twilio. So for right now, we're going to leave that. Anyway, ChatGPT node over here, simple node. It's just going to basically go ahead and format the actual number, because I realized that sometimes some forms don't give out the correct formatted numbers. They go like 0, 1, 3, 2, or whatever it is. So we just have a nice node to just do the formatting number. And then we also mentioned that it's mainly US numbers, so you guys can remove this if you're targeting different businesses and all of that. So then we just turn that into a variable out over here. Then we just go ahead and do the condition that if the actual confirmation equals to true, then continue. If not, then it's obviously someone who's just spamming into your database some random number. No one wants that. Then we just do a nice old set variable, which is gonna be your actual assistant, which I'm gonna break down how you get this in a second. But then after that, we just go ahead and we parse our actual assistant. We go ahead, we do an array aggregator in which we just select this stuff up here. We go ahead and we just do first array and bracket to basically just turn this all into array or whatever. And then we just go ahead and we do a post request to Vapi to go ahead and post the actual call. So let's break it down now. So how do you actually fill this up? How are you going to do this? Number one step, go over here, fill out this data with your form data, except for the API key and the phone number ID. We're going to go ahead and go over to Vapi. We're going to go down over here. We're going to click API keys, and we're just going to go ahead and copy our API key over here. You guys can create a key. I'll just go ahead and copy my ID over here. Go ahead and head back over to the main calling system scenario. Paste that in over here. Phone number ID is going to be the fun one. So we're going to head back over to Vapi, go over to phone numbers, and this is where you guys are going to be able to import your Twilio phone number. So this is very simple. Click import, and this is where you guys just have to simply type in your SID and your auth token and just the phone number. So go ahead, go over to Twilio. So it's very simple. Just go on to Twilio, go ahead and create an account or log in, whatever it is. Boom, I'm just gonna continue right over here. I'm just gonna log in. So we're gonna go ahead, go over to our console, and we're gonna do one simple thing. If you guys are a beginner, all I want you guys to do is go ahead and follow the tutorial. You guys will have a little button down over here to follow the tutorial. That's gonna give you a free Twilio phone number. I've obviously upgraded my Twilio account. You guys don't have to do that. It gives you the free number anyway. Go ahead and copy your account SID and your auth token. That's just gonna be right down over here. I can't show you that obviously, but if you guys can see, account info, account SID, and your auth token is also gonna be over there. Go ahead and copy that, head back over to Vapi, paste that in over here, paste that in over here, and go ahead and type in your phone number. And then you guys will up over here just get an ID where you guys can just copy a random ID, whatever it is. Go ahead and copy the phone number ID. Just go back over here to the main calling scenario and just paste that in over here. So you guys will have your API key, you guys will have your phone number ID, and then you guys are literally good to go. And that's literally it. So the last and final part is, how do you actually get the assistant? You guys have seen the variable for my assistant. How do you get your own assistant? This is going to be a fun one. Go ahead and add an HTTP, make a request. We're going to do a get, and we're just going to go ahead and type get assistant Vapi over here inside their documents. We're just gonna copy this over here, head back over to the good old whatever this is. We're gonna paste that in over here, remove the ID, head over to Vapi, go to the assistants, copy our ID, go back over here, paste the ID, add a header called authorization. This is gonna be bearer, and then the good old API key, and then we're just gonna go ahead and do that into raw. Content type JSON, request content, leave that empty, and click OK. Now I want you to click over here and just run this module once. So just paste in your API key. I've already done that. Click OK. You're gonna run it. You're just gonna go ahead, go down over here, and just copy all of this data over here, all of it. And we're just gonna go ahead, open a new tab called JSON Editor Online. Go ahead and go into JSON Editor Online, but don't be scared. Just go ahead, go over here, copy the data down over here, whatever the data was. Copy all of this data, and we're gonna go ahead and paste that in over here and just click format. Then we're just gonna make sure that we copy everything, and then we're just gonna go back over here and paste that in where our set variable is right over here. And after we do that, the only thing that we really have to do is go over here and see where we labeled the name and the variable. So if you see over here, Ibrahim, just gonna remove that. We're gonna put name over here, and then we're just gonna scroll down wherever the email is. Let's just start by confirming your details, and then we're just gonna replace this with the good old name. Replace the email with the good old email. And just one more thing, we're gonna scroll down over here and we're gonna change the first message to name. Okay, click save, and we're literally done with the main calling system. So one last tiny part. Now we got the good old end of call report. So we're gonna break this down. Number one step, go ahead and copy the end of call report address. Go over to Vapi, go over to assistance, go ahead to the good old advanced, and we're just gonna paste this in right over here. We're gonna do our secret 1 2 3 4 5. Click save. We're gonna click publish. Actually, you guys might have to go back into this, and you guys might have to do the new HTTP and get the assistant again, because we did some changes. So just go ahead, get the assistant again, and paste in the data over here. I just showed you how to do that, but just go ahead and do that again. I forgot to paste that in, but whatever it is. So to break down this scenario very simply, we just go ahead and we go into here. You paste your client's email. You place your API key. We go ahead and we wait 60 seconds to make sure that there's no missing information and no delay in whatever it is. Go ahead and we get the call from Vapi like this. Very simple note. We get the call, we paste in our API key, then we just parse that that entire call. Is basically what we did with JSON Editor Online, but the automation does it automatically, so you don't have to do it anyways. And then the last note is just basically how we're going to send the data back. After you trigger this, you're going to be able to get the data from the actual JSON parse. You're going to go ahead and you're going to put that in over here for the name and the email, which is going to be the data that you pulled in from your structured analysis. So you see all of this data, appointment booked and all of that, that's the data that we get inside the end of call report. And I want you guys to just map that in over here. So you have appointment booked with name at whatever decided time, and then you are literally done. And that is everything as to how you can build a full appointment setting voice system, but simple, and you can sell these solutions for above 5k USD, man. So my brothers, I hope you guys enjoyed that tutorial. It was a little fast paced. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and just make sure that you guys like, subscribe, comment what next tutorial you want to see, and if you want to see a retail AI tutorial, or do you want to see more Vapi AI tutorials. Whichever comment gets the most likes, I'm going to go ahead and create a tutorial on that. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment, and make sure, remember, stay hard.